Last week was pretty fair. Yeah, no. That's just, but I'm pretty sure. I didn't know that. I thought that's fair. I thought that's where they were doing back there.
Yes. My mom was looking at Patterson. Went to Blue Martin. I was like, oh, I guess he was. I'm like, oh, yeah. And she just looked at me like, should I give you one more? I was like, no. Should I give one more? I was like, no.
You got the same with me?
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah, it was the deal. Big deal.
I have one of that. I worked it.
Oh, you have one?
No, these are one. The jeans.
You're doing a lot lighter. Go to counter. Before you buy it, you want to go to counter. You buy a hat.
I love that.
Go to counter. Let's see the boots.
Well, I just want a hat, not anything else. I want to
Go here. All time on the road. Get the big.
I'm on it.
I'm telling you, go to counter. Before you set up, go to Town Ranch. Because Town Ranch has a lot of boots.
I'm also going to boot with on the bolster.
Hey, they're all eyes. Listen to your time. Search all the time. I kind of stuff with JP, and I couldn't show up at 8 o'clock.
I'm so tired.
Please, oh, thank you. You may sit down. Oh, okay. You'll have to have it in just a moment.
Let me know what you're doing.
I'm going to stand.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for March 5th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of the DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. Your initial appearances will proceed as follows. I will call each of you to the podium one at a time. I will ask the next person to wait in the chair outside the door so we can move more quickly. When you come up, I will ask for your full name and date of birth. I will then tell you what you've been arrested for, whether the bail will be set for you or not, and if so, how much the bail will be, and what your other release conditions will be, and if you are being released. Most of you will have written release conditions in your paperwork as well. I will not be reading each and every condition to you during your hearing. You are, however, ordered to comply with each and every one of your written conditions, so read them carefully. I may point out some of them for you, but you are required to comply with all of them. Carlos Morales, please come to the podium. Alejandro Menendez, please go to the chair.
Juan Carlos Morales, pase al podio. Alejandro Melendres, por favor, pase a la silla. Good morning, Your Honor. This is Lázaro Fernandez, court interpreter.
Thank you. And could you please state your name for the record?
Entonces, por favor, decir su nombre para que consten actas.
Alejandro Menéndez.
Alejandro Menéndez.
Núñez.
Actually, I was calling, is this the interpreter matter?
It's the same individual.
Same individual for both of them? Okay. Do you also go by Juan Carlos Morales?
También se hace llamar usted Juan Carlos Morales.
No, lo dije ayer por... Tenía orden de deportación y no quería que me trajeran aquí.
No, I said that yesterday because I have a order for deportation. I have a deportation order, and I didn't want to get picked up and stayed here.
Okay. So we have two cases for you then, and on one of them we have Juan Carlos Morales, and your date of birth?
Entonces tenemos dos casos con usted. En uno de estos aparece bajo el nombre Juan Carlos Morales. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
090571.
090571.
All right. You have one case out of you are looking at, yes, I saw that there, but it's a Superior Court matter. So it is, you are being charged with one count of possessing or using a narcotic drug as a Class 4 felony, one count of possessing or using drug paraphernalia as a Class 6 felony, and refusing to give your true name as a Class 2 misdemeanor. I am appointing counsel to represent you.
Muy bien, señores. Se le acusa a usted de una imputación de encontrarse en tenencia de drogas narcóticas, un delito de clase 4, una acusación de encontrarse en tenencia de parafernalia para el uso de drogas, un delito de clase 6. También se le acusa de la obstrucción o rehusar mencionar su nombre verdadero, el cual es una falta de clase 2. Le estoy asignando un abogado para que le represente.
I have found that there is probable cause for those charges.
He determinado que existe motivo razonado para esas acusaciones.
As I stated, I am appointing counsel to represent you.
Como mencioné, he otorgado un abogado para que le represente.
You have a status conference set on March 11th at 8:30 a.m.
Tiene una consulta de actualización agendada para el día 11 de marzo a las 8:30.
In a preliminary hearing set on March 13th at 8:30 a.m.
Una audiencia preliminar agendada para el día 13 de marzo a las 8:30.
In the Downtown Superior Court.
En el Tribunal Superior del Centro.
I'm setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500.
Voy a fijar una fianza respaldada de $500.
In your second case, again, we have your name as Alejandro Menendez, and also booked in as Juan Carlos Morales. Your date of birth as... Oh, excuse me.
This is the interpreter. I apologize, Your Honor. Go ahead.
No,
please.
I was going too fast, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. En el segundo caso, tenemos un nombre bajo Alejandro Menéndez, pero también fue fichado bajo Juan Carlos Morales. Y su fecha de nacimiento la tenemos como... What was the date of birth, Your Honor?
September 5th, 1971.
Día 5 de septiembre del 1971.
You have that you are violating you have a warrant for violating your probation.
Tenemos que tiene una orden de aprehensión por quebrantamiento de su régimen a prueba.
I am appointing counsel to represent you.
Estoy otorgando un abogado para que le represente.
You have a revocation hearing on March 12th at 8:30 a.m.
Tiene usted una audiencia de anulación del régimen a prueba para el día 12 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100.
Y tiene una fianza respaldada por $100. Ha sido fijada esta.
If you go to your left, you'll get your paperwork.
Si pasa a su lado izquierdo, le serán entregados sus documentos.
Can you ask if anybody else needs an interpreter?
Of course, Your Honor. Buenos días. ¿Se encuentra alguien más presente esa mañana que requiera de los servicios del intérprete?
One more.
Oh, there's another one? Okay. Which one? Solano. Acuna. Okay. But the other one is an interpreter. Is that one? No, yeah. Apparently, Mr. Solano is an interpreter, so. Should I just pull them up to the top or just go down? Number 24. Okay, then, sir, could you please state, yes, interpreter, thank you for staying. We do have another one, so I'm just going to start. Could you please state your name?
Señor, ¿puede usted por favor mencionar su nombre completo y espere que el intérprete termine antes de responder, por favor? Gracias.
Javier Iván Solano Acuña.
Javier Iván Solano Acuña.
Okay, thank you. And your date of birth?
Ok, gracias. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
31 de marzo de 1990.
March 31st, 1990.
All right, now you are being charged with one count of shoplifting as a Class 5 felony. I am appointing counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on March 11th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on March 13th at 8:30 a.m. And I am setting a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $2,000.
Muy bien, señor. I'm sorry, Your Honor, this is the interpreter.
No, I
muy bien.
understand. I went too fast. I have a habit of doing that.
No worries.
Okay,
the interpreter has a good retention. The interpreter can recite back what Your Honor just stated on the record.
Definitely. It was one count of shoplifting as a Class 5 felony.
Tiene una acusación de robo simple de tienda. Es un delito de clase 5.
I'm appointing counsel to represent him.
Le he asignado un abogado para que le represente.
His status conference is set on March 11th at 8:30 a.m.
Tienes una consulta de actualización agendada para el día 11 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Preliminary hearing set on March 13th at 8:30 a.m.
Una audiencia preliminar fijada para el día 13 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
This is in downtown in Phoenix.
Eso va a ser en el Tribunal Superior del Centro de la Ciudad en Phoenix.
In Superior Court.
Tribunal Superior.
I'm setting bond in the amount of $2,000 cash only.
Y estoy fijando una fianza de $2,000 solo en efectivo.
Right. And he can go to the left to get his paperwork.
Puede pasar usted acá al lado izquierdo para que le entreguen sus documentos.
And thank you very much.
My pleasure, Your Honor.
Looks
Have a great day. Was that
Thank
one
you.
more?
Looks like that was the only one. But why don't you ask again just to make sure?
It will be my pleasure, Your Honor. Buenos días, una vez más. ¿Se encuentra alguien más presente esta mañana que requiera de los servicios del intérprete?
Looks like no one else. Thank you very much. It's always better to be
My
safe
pleasure.
than sorry.
No worries. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And, okay, thank you again. So, Carmen Castro, please come to the podium. Lorenzo Antiveros, please go to the chair.
Morning, Your Honor.
Hello. Now, Ms. Castro, you have 4 cases. Now, we'll just go through them as we go. So, on the first case I have, 40 number 33 on the docket. Could you please state your name?
Carmen Coronado Castro,
All right, and your date of birth?
September 27, 1989.
All right, now you have an arrest warrant. You are being charged with 1 count of artifice, intent, with facilitating shoplifting as a class 4 felony. I am appointing counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on March 11th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on March 13th at 8:30 a.m. In this case, I'm setting secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. On your next case, you have, again, could you state your name for the record?
Carmen Coronado Castro,
And your date of birth again?
September 27, 1989.
Now, here you failed to appear for court. And again, it is for the same charge as shoplifting as a class 4 felony. You have existing counsel. I will affirm that counsel. Last time, just you have existing counsel. You have a status conference set on March 11th at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing set on March 13th at 8:30 a.m. And you have a secured appearance bond in that case in the amount of $1,000. On your next case, you have, let me click on it. And again, could you state your name for the record?
Carmen Coronado Castro, my date of birth is September 27, 1989.
Okay, and on this one, you are facing 9 counts of organized retail theft as a class 4 felony, 1 count of soliciting organized retail theft as a class 4 felony, and 2 counts of theft, trade secrets as a class 4 felony. I did find that there was probable cause for these charges. Because you were out on felony release, you are being held non-bondable on these charges. I am going to appoint counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on March 20th at 8:30 a.m., a preliminary hearing set on March 13th at 8:30 a.m., and you will have an evidentiary hearing on March 12th at 1:30 p.m. because as I just stated, I'm going to be holding you without these matters are being recorded and it could be used against you later at court.
I just wanted to say that they gave him the address to this place because they told him that he could pick me up after this if I was released. They told him that he would be able to have contact with me and he could get me from this area.
Well, again, I'm telling you not to initiate contact with alleged victim or victims.
Okay.
And I'm going to quickly just, this is the last one I didn't really have some more time to take a look at I want to take a quick look at the incident again. Okay, oh, here, I can just click on that. See, I did. Yeah, domestic violence.
I'll get you the cheese.
Yeah. So yeah, I just, okay, so, so, just have, so I just wanted to have, so do I put that there then, because I don't want them, don't want her stinging.
Yeah, so you can, it's going to take for my...
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I can get the plastic on a maybe I could actually click in here. No, won't do. Okay. As I believe you were over here. Okay, so what I'm doing is that you would, as I cannot appoint counsel to a different jurisdiction, but you would be appointed at the next hearing. You have an arraignment set on March 24th at 9 a.m. I am going to be releasing you in your own recognizance. However, you are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You are not to initiate contact with the alleged victim. You are not to possess drugs or drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I am also not allowing you to live at the, okay, you know what? I need to actually make that changed. You are not allowed to live with the victim.
Is there any way, Your Honor, that he could contact somebody to have that changed? You can
ask your attorney, if you get an attorney, you can move to modify the release conditions at your next court date, and if he approves with that, I mean, he can actually also agree to do that, and if the judge agrees to do so, he can modify the release conditions at the next court date.
Okay. The only thing is, I have all of my things there. We currently both share a vehicle.
I'm also putting down that you may have one civil standby to get belongings.
Okay. As for the vehicle that we share, would I be able to pick up that vehicle on that same,
That would be up to where if the victim would allow you to have it. So I would say at this moment, no. That is actually not something that I can state. Okay. All right, so, okay. Thank you. They're getting, I think that may be done. Okay, if you just go to your left, you'll be getting that. Alexander Maharo, please go to the podium. I'm sorry. She has, yeah, different paperwork. Alexander Maharo, yes, please go to the podium. Alejandre, please go to the chair. Thank you. Could you please state your name?
Alexander Maharo,
Your date of birth?
May 26, 2005.
Thank you. You are being charged with one count of possessing or using dangerous drugs as a class 4 felony and possessing or using drug representing as a class 6 felony. I do find that this probable cause exists for these charges. I'm appointing counsel to represent you. You have a status conference set on March 20th at 8:30 in the morning and a preliminary hearing set on March 24th at 8:30 a.m. I am set giving you pretrial services, so you'll be released on pretrial services. If you just go to your left, you'll get that paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and be sure to contact them to be able to get monitored.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am. Appreciate you.
Be sure to show up for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Alexis Alejandre, please go to the podium. John Lanier, please go to the chair. Thank you. Could you please state your name?
Alexis Alejandre,
Thank you. And could you please state your date of birth?
3/21/2000.
All right, now you have a case out of Goodyear Municipal Court, and this is assault as a Class 1 misdemeanor. Well, one count of assault as a Class 1 misdemeanor, one count of disorderly conduct as a Class 1 misdemeanor, and one count of preventing or interfering with telephone as being used as an emergency as a Class 2 misdemeanor. And this would be... Are you saying that if it's domestic violence, it has to be appointed counsel?
Right.
Okay. Okay, I did do that, actually. Okay. Yeah. All right, so I am appointed counsel to represent you at the next hearing. Arraignment is set for March 19th at 1 p.m., and I'm going to be releasing you on your own recognizance. Now, Again, you are not to initiate contact with the alleged victim. However, in this case, there was a victim statement that wanted to have contact. And since there was no physical injury, I am going to be abiding by that victim statement. Okay? Okay. So you just go to your left, okay, to the paperwork. Be sure to show up for court. Okay, thank you. All right. John Vinier, please go to the podium. Hello. Could you please state your full name?
John Mark Lanier.
Thank you. Your date of birth?
January 28th, 1969.
Thank you. You have a warrant for failing to appear for court. Apparently you didn't show up for your status conference. Now, that was for one count of possessing or using a dangerous drug. This is a class 4 felony. You have existing counsel. I will affirm that. You have a status conference set on March 11th at 8:30 a.m. for Downtown Superior Court. I will be releasing you on pretrial services, and I'm going to follow the pretrial services recommendation. And so if you go to your left, you'll get that paperwork. Be sure to follow those instructions. Okay, so the next thing we have is fugitive of justice. New Jersey, New Jersey. It's a one. It's New Jersey. What's New Jersey? I know it's not a state. Okay.
New Jersey state.
Okay. I'm not the best at my geography. I don't. The fourth?
It might even be one of the first states in the colony.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's across the river from New York.
Okay.
People who live in Jersey have to take the bridge over to New York.
Sorry, I'm in Arizona.
You're so funny. That's the truth. Like, you people trusted I was living in Mexico. How the last thing was all the rest of my years from the college. How you don't live in one country. I'm like, really, my bad country. That's New Jersey.
Sorry about that. I feel horrible. It's just your news. Okay. Jeff Vince Patterson. Hello, sir. Okay. May I have your name and date of birth?
Vince Patterson. My date of birth is 10/12/02.
Okay, let me get back to 10/12/202. Okay, 2002.
Yeah.
Now you have let me get back to this. You have a warrant for your arrest issued by the state of New Jersey. That state wants you back on this warrant. Hold on. Having trouble. Let me get back to the actual warrant. It's hard to see. See that there is a warrant. I'm just. Okay, so. First off, I'll just go through a little bit. Oh, is there a reason why you're not behind the voting?
Oh, my bad.
No problem, it's okay. I'm just having a little bit of trouble. I can't tell, like, if the warrant is pre-adjudication or post-adjudication, so I'm going to actually ask my colleague to double check on this for me, and I can't really tell how much it is for, if it's non-bondable or if there is an amount in here. I can definitely tell that there's a warrant out of New Jersey.
They called and said that it was one, and I haven't been in Jersey for 2 years. And
you can be out of a state for quite a while and still have a warrant outstanding.
I know that.
Okay, but let me just go through this with you, okay?
Okay.
We can go through this, and you can let me know how you want to handle your rights.
Okay.
So, you talked about the fact of your name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to put this over here. So, we have that your name is Vince Patterson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Date of birth was 10/12/2002.
Yes, ma'am.
You have fugitive justice so stating that state wants you back on this warrant. You've read that before court you were given a laminated card. Did you read that paperwork?
Yes, I did.
As I stated, you have a warrant from the state of New Jersey. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are sent back to the state of New Jersey. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you'll be held non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for the requesting state to come for you. That 30 days would start tomorrow, as long as you do not have any criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. If you do have criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, the 30-day period would not start until those charges are resolved. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set your hearing for March 17th at 1:30 p.m. Let's see here. For 1:30 p.m. at Superior Court in 201 West Jefferson. I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature, but you would have the right to hire an attorney at your expense if you choose. You are entitled to a bail, which in this case would be $100,000 cash.
Can I do the bail?
Well, actually, I got to double check again what their bond amount is. But at this moment, without knowing anything else at this moment, just knowing what the charges are, that's what I'm considering. But I need to still double check.
Okay.
If you're unable to post the bond, you will be held in custody during that time or until another judge modifies your bail.
Okay.
You would be entitled to bail because the arrest warrant is for, nobody else is around. Okay, so because it is for a sexual assault case. A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you to New Jersey. That process could take up to 90 days. So that would be if you chose to have an extradition hearing. If you wanted to waive your rights, then we need to do, then I need to go through this other paperwork. So do you know if you want to have a hearing or do you want to waive your rights?
If I waive my rights, I still get the bond, right?
No. If you waive your rights, you would be giving up your bond.
Okay, I don't want to waive my rights.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I to not speak how much the bond amount is, or if it's pre-adjudication or post-adjudication?
You may have to make
Is it for, no, it's for sexual assault. Where?
Prosecutor's office for locate. Okay, so this is the hit, and it is from date of warrant. It's pretty recent, February 28th. Okay. Now we want to look at it. Sometimes they put it in the confirmation. They did not. They just confirmed. So you're stuck making up a bond, and you need a criminal history. They have not attached. So hold on. So let's refresh because pretrial should have. Refresh this page. Hold on. Okay. Will you call pretrial services, please, and tell them? Say, what are you doing? We need a criminal history attached for this. Patterson G163417. Just tell them we need criminal history ASAP. Like McCollum, please drop everything and do it now. I don't know what they're doing. So you'll just have to take a break because you need criminal history. So you mean you can have them sit down.
Okay.
But there's no finishing this without a criminal history.
Okay.
All right.
So just go out.
Oh, wait.
Do we get to this?
Yeah, sorry, they attached it wrong. They did it the wrong way. See how
But
this
yes,
other?
okay.
So that's what clued me in. They attached it as the wrong type of attachment.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like it is what it is. That was in fact it. So hold on. Alrighty.
Is that just nothing here in Arizona, or is it nothing in?
Yeah, so they found that. So this helps us know that they found the right person, because sometimes there's zero return on records, and it's because they cheesed up the name and date of birth. But they're getting the hit on here, which means they did use the correct one. All right, and this is very recent. So hold on 1 second.
Okay, sir, you say that you do not want to waive your rights, which is, I completely understand. I am going to, and it is pre-adjudication, so I am going to make this a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $500,000. Hold on, that's wrong too. Actually, you are not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims.
Okay.
You do get a hearing on March 17th at 30 p.m.
Okay.
for your fugitive from justice hearing. Since this is civil in nature, I cannot appoint counsel,
Okay.
but you can, of course, hire one.
Okay. And the bond was what again?
$500,000 cash.
$500,000, okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're quite welcome. Just go to your left and you got your paperwork. They do have to they have to print it.
Okay.
And I just signed it.
All right, thank you.
Do you got it or you need me to sign it again? Do you need me to sign it again or do you sign it? Okay. And then I know we have the house call. I will do this on the record right now. Number 6, 40, and 7 are unable to come to court because of behavioral issues. Number 6 and 40 are Elijah Edwards, date of birth March 22nd, 1980. Number 6 is a new Superior Court matter. 1 count of possession and using a dangerous drug as a Class 4 felony. 1 count of criminal damage as a Class 6 felony. 1 count of resisting arrest as a physical force, Class 6 felony. 2 counts of possessing or using drug paraphernalia. I did find that there was probable cause for these charges. Apparently, I did not appoint counsel. I need to change, I currently did not appoint counsel on number 6. I need to do so.
Did you get the F out of here? Are you going to run around? To me, it was kind of like cosplay.
They gave you those?
Cowboy cosplay.
They gave you those?
Okay, I'm appointing counsel to represent him. Its status conference set on March 11th at 8:30 a.m. Preliminary hearing, March 13th at 8:30 a.m. Setting a security appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. On number 40, a warrant for preventing probation. I'm appointing counsel to represent him. His probation revocation hearing set on March 12th at 8:30 a.m. The security appearance bond is the amount of $250. Number 7 is Jesus Halkim. Date of birth, April 16th, 1995. A warrant for violating probation. I'm appointing counsel to represent him. His probation revocation hearing set on March 12th at 8:30 a.m. And he is not bondable.
You'd be like, feel a little bit strong, but like, y'all need to blow y'all around the backside of the
If there are any changes, I will make those changes back on the record.
Exactly.
Got a paper?
All right. But I like them to have similar charges. All right, thank you. Please be seated. I know I like to stand up. Okay, give me a second to log in. And do we know, is the lawyer expected in person?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we will know when she gets here, or he. And the county attorney knows that the lawyer's coming? Okay, thank you. All right. And can the interpreter hear me?
Yes, the interpreter can hear you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for March 5th, 2025.
Esta es la lista de causas de comparecencia inicial de las 11 de la mañana del 5 de marzo del 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the 1st of the month will also apply to these hearings.
La orden judicial que se liberó para toma de huellas dactilares y muestra de ADN a las 2, la orden que se liberó a las 2 de la mañana del primer día del mes también estará vigente para todas las causas del día de hoy.
All right. We're going to start with Ms. Tellis, Rosanna Tellis, if you please come all the way to the podium.
Empezaremos primero con la señorita Rosana Tellis. Por favor, pase al podio.
After that, Raúl Quiñones, will you please go to the chair?
Después pasará el señor Raúl Quiñones, pase a la silla.
Good morning, ma'am. May I please have your full name and date of birth?
Buenos días, señorita. Por favor, deme su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Rosana Berrum, 20 de abril de 1984.
Rosana Berrum, April 20th, 1984.
All right. Is your middle name Tellis?
Su segundo nombre es Tellis.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, thank you. You are before the court in two matters.
Usted está aquí por dos causas.
In the first case, you have already been charged with burglary in the third degree, a class 4 felony.
En el primer caso, usted está aquí por entrada ilícita en propiedad ajena con fines delictivos en tercer grado, un delito de categoría 4.
And fraudulent use of a credit card as a class 6 felony.
Y uso fraudulento de una tarjeta de crédito, un delito de categoría 6.
Finally, fraudulent use of a credit card, a class 1 misdemeanor.
Y finalmente, uso fraudulento de una tarjeta de crédito, una falta de categoría 1.
This warrant issued after you failed to appear for a status conference on February 16th of 2023.
Se había emitido una orden de arresto en su contra cuando usted no compareció a una consulta de actualización programada para el 16 de febrero of 2023, you said, Your Honor?
Correct.
Del 2023.
And in the other case, you've been charged with burglary in the third degree, a class 4 felony.
Y en el otro caso, a usted se le acusa de entrada ilícita en propiedad ajena con fines delictivos, un delito de categoría 4.
And this warrant issued after you failed to appear for a trial management conference in that case.
Y esta orden se emitió después de que usted no compareció para una consulta administrativa en lo relacionado con ese caso.
You've already had a lawyer appointed in both cases.
En ambas causas ya se había nombrado un abogado para que la represente.
Your next court date in the first case is March 7th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su próxima audiencia en el primer caso será el 7 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
In the second case, your status conference is March 13th at 8:30 in the morning.
En la segunda causa, su consulta de actualización será el 13 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
The court address is on your paperwork.
La dirección de los juzgados aparecerá en la documentación que se le entregue.
In the second case, the trial case, you have a 50 $50,000 cash-only appearance bond.
En el segundo caso, usted tiene una fianza de $50,000 efectivo únicamente.
In number 13 on the calendar, that is a $10,000 cash-only appearance bond.
Your Honor, could you repeat that? That's the second bond?
Right. In number 13 on the calendar, you have a $10,000 cash-only appearance bond. Can you still hear me?
Yes. Y en el número 13, usted tiene una fianza de $10,000 en efectivo.
All right. You have other conditions you're ordered to comply with if you do post bond, and that includes no contact with any alleged victim, no going to the scene of the alleged crime.
Usted tiene ciertas medidas cautelares con las que tiene que cumplir. Si usted llega a pagar la fianza, tiene que cumplir con esas órdenes, incluyendo el no tener contacto con la víctima ni tampoco ir al lugar de los supuestos hechos.
And we need to reprint the paperwork for number 13. So if you'll step out to your left, once that has been corrected, we will send it out to you. Thank you.
Y vamos a imprimir la documentación. Una vez que la imprimamos, se le entregará. Pase al lado izquierdo.
Mr. Quiñones, you can come in.
Señor Quiñones, pase.
After that, Francisco Martinez, will you please go to the chair?
Y después Francisco Martínez, pase a la silla.
Right there, sir. Full name and date of birth, please.
Su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Raúl Félix Quiñones, noviembre 30 del 86.
Raúl Félix Quiñones, November 30th, 1986.
All right, thank you. You have been arrested on the following allegations.
A usted se le arrestó por las siguientes pretensiones.
Possession of narcotic drugs for sale.
Tenencia de narcóticos para la venta.
Transportation for sale and or sales of narcotic drugs, and both of those are class 2 felonies.
Transporte para la venta de narcóticos, un delito de categoría 2.
Money laundering, a class 3 felony.
Lavado de dinero, un delito de categoría 3.
Possession of narcotic drugs.
Tenencia de narcóticos.
Using an electronic communications device to facilitate a drug transaction.
Utilizar un dispositivo electrónico para facilitar una transacción relacionada con drogas.
And possession or use of a weapon during the commission of a drug offense. All of those are class 4 felonies.
Y tenencia o uso de un arma para cometer un acto ilícito relacionado con drogas. Todos ellos son delitos de categoría 4.
There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case.
Hay motivo de procesamiento para todos esos puntos acusatorios y se nombrará un abogado para que lo represente.
I'm setting a status conference for you on March 11 at 8:30 in the morning.
Programé una consulta de actualización para el 11 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
With a preliminary hearing March 13th at 8:30.
Y una audiencia preliminar para el 13 de marzo a las 8:30.
The court address is on your paperwork along with your complete release conditions.
La dirección de los juzgados estará en la documentación que se le entrega, incluyendo las medidas cautelares.
One of your release conditions is the posting of a $500,000 cash-only bail.
Una de las medidas cautelares es pagar una fianza de $500,000 únicamente en efectivo.
I'll let you read the remainder for yourself. If you'll step to your left, they have your copy. Thank you.
Permitiré que sea usted quien lea el resto de las medidas cautelares. Pase a la izquierda. Gracias.
Mr. Ibarra-Cota? Or did I get Francisco Martinez? Who's next? Did I get Martinez? He can come in. Or, yeah, I would have moved him down just because of the color. You said a few thousand times. All right, are you Francisco Martinez?
¿Usted es Francisco Martínez?
Sí.
All right, what's your date of birth,
Yes.
sir?
¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento, señor?
Noviembre 16, 1984.
November 16, 1984.
All right, thanks. You are before the court on a warrant in a misdemeanor case.
Usted está aquí frente al juez por una orden de arresto en un caso que es una falta.
You've been charged in that case with criminal trespassing as a Class 1 misdemeanor.
En ese caso se le acusa de entrada ilícita en propiedad ajena, una falta de categoría 1.
No, I apologize. You've already been convicted of that offense in this case.
Perdón, me disculpo, ya sé, usted tiene un fallo de culpable en ese caso.
And you were also convicted of criminal damage, a misdemeanor in this case.
Y también en este caso usted ya tiene un fallo condenatorio de daño en propiedad ajena.
This warrant issued for failure to comply with the terms of your sentence or probation in this matter.
Y esta orden de arresto en su contra se emitió por no cumplir con los términos de la pena que se le impuso.
Your next court date will be March 10th, which is this Monday at 8:30 in the morning.
Su próxima audiencia será el 10 de marzo, este lunes a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And that is in the Agua Fria Justice Court. The address will be on your paperwork.
Esa audiencia se le lleva a cabo en el Juzgado de Paz de Agua Fría. La dirección estará escrita en la documentación que se le entregue.
Your bond is $150 and it is secured.
Tu fianza son $150 con garantía.
And you have other conditions you must comply with. They are on your paperwork if you step to your left.
También tiene otras medidas cautelares con las que deberá cumplir. Están escritas en la documentación que se le entregará.
Mr. Ibarracota?
El señor Ibarracota. Alfonso Ibarracota.
Right. And then after that, Luis Ochoa Marquez, will you go to the chair?
Y después pasará Luis Ochoa Márquez. Por el momento, siéntese en la silla.
Hello, sir. Full name and date of birth, please.
Su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Alfonso Ibarracota, 4 de septiembre de 1996.
Alfonso Ibarracota, September 4, 1996.
Thank you. You were arrested for the following allegations.
A usted se le detuvo con las siguientes pretensiones.
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony.
Agresión con agravante, arma mortífera, instrumento peligroso, que es un delito de categoría 3.
Possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony.
Tenencia de un arma y por una persona que no tiene derecho a portarla, delito de categoría 4.
Unlawfully discharging a firearm in the city limits.
Disparo ilícito de un arma de fuego en los límites de la ciudad.
And disorderly conduct with a weapon, both of which are Class 6 felonies.
Alteración del orden público con un arma, las cuales son los dos delitos de categoría 6.
Also, assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Y también agresión, que es una falta de categoría 1.
The court finds probable cause for all of those crimes, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case.
Determino que hay motivo de procesamiento para esos actos ilícitos y nombré un abogado para que le represente en este caso.
Your next court date is the status conference next week on March 11th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su próxima audiencia será el 11 de marzo. Es una consulta de actualización a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Your preliminary hearing is March 13th at 8:30 in the morning at the court address on your paperwork.
La audiencia preliminar se llevará a cabo el 13 de marzo a las 8:30. Las direcciones de esos juzgados estarán en la documentación que se le entrega.
Bond is set in your case at $75,000, cash only.
Se fijó una fianza en su caso de $75,000, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
$75,000 únicamente en efectivo.
If you deposit that with the court, you will be released on an ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services.
Si usted paga esa fianza, se le dejará en libertad, pero se le pondrá una tobillera electrónica y estará usted bajo la supervisión de la Agencia del Control de Procesados.
You have other conditions of release that are in writing. You're ordered to comply with all of them.
También habrá otras medidas cautelares que tiene que cumplir con todas ellas.
Those include absolutely no contact with the alleged victims or witnesses, whether you are in or out of custody.
Esto incluye que no tenga contacto en lo absoluto con ninguna víctima, presunta víctima, ni testigos, independientemente de que usted esté detenido o en libertad.
If you are out of custody, then don't go to the scene of the alleged crime.
Si usted estuviese en libertad, no vaya al lugar de los supuestos hechos.
No weapons, no alcohol, and no drugs without a valid prescription.
No puede tener en su poder armas, alcohol, ni tampoco medicamentos sin una receta válida.
You must find a new residence while the case is pending. Provide proof to pretrial services within 24 hours.
Usted tiene que buscar un nuevo lugar donde vivir mientras este lugar está pendiente. Esto es, y lo tiene que aprobar también en la Agencia del Control de Procesados.
And you may go one time with a law enforcement officer to collect belongings.
Usted puede ir a la residencia únicamente en una ocasión acompañado de un oficial de policía de las fuerzas del orden público, nada más para recoger sus pertenencias personales.
If you step to your left, they have your paperwork. Thank you.
Pase a la izquierda para que le entreguen su documentación. Gracias.
All right, Mr. Ochoa Marquez.
Señor Ochoa Márquez.
And then Courtney Crow, you can go have a seat in the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Señor, deme su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Luis Guillermo Ochoa Márquez, 6 de marzo de 1984.
Luis Guillermo Ochoa Márquez, March 6, 1984.
All right, thank you. You have been charged in a criminal complaint with some older offenses.
A usted se le acusa en una querella en materia penal de las siguientes acusaciones.
The charges are 1 count of stalking as a domestic violence offense. That is a Class 5 felony.
El acecho es de violencia doméstica. Ese acto ilícito es un delito de categoría 5.
1 count of aggravated assault by strangulation, which is a Class 4 felony.
Un punto acusatorio de agresión con agravante, estrangulamiento, que es un delito de categoría 4.
And 1 count of felony harassment, also a domestic violence offense, as, I apologize, it is misdemeanor harassment, 1 Class 1 misdemeanor.
Y también un punto acusatorio de acoso, que es una falta de categoría 1.
The alleged offense dates in this case range from July 25th to September 1st of 2023.
Las presuntas fechas en que se cometieron estos ilícitos son de julio 25 a septiembre 1 del 2023.
You will receive a copy of the charges and police reports through your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you.
Va a recibir una copia de las acusaciones y del informe del policía a través de su abogado. Nombraré un abogado para que lo represente.
Your next 2 court dates are next week. That is a status conference, March 11th at 8:30 in the morning.
Sus próximas audiencias serán una consulta de actualización el 11 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
With a preliminary hearing, March 13th at 8:30 in the morning.
Y también una audiencia preliminar el 13 de marzo también a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Your bond in this case is $10,000 secured.
Y la fianza que se fija en este caso es de $10,000 con garantía.
If you deposit what got with the court, you will be released on an electronic ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services.
Si usted deposita esa fianza ante el tribunal, se le dejará en libertad, pero le pondrán una tobillera electrónica y estará bajo la supervisión de la Agencia del Control de Procesados.
Among your written release conditions are that you may not have any contact with the alleged victim, whether you are in or out of custody.
Una de las medidas cautelares es que usted no debe tener contacto en lo absoluto con la víctima, independientemente de que esté en libertad o detenido.
You may not go to the scene of the alleged crime.
Usted no puede regresar al lugar de los supuestos hechos.
You may not possess any weapons, drugs without a prescription, or alcohol.
Usted no puede tener en su poder ningún arma, alcohol ni tampoco drogas sin una receta válida.
Your complete orders are in writing. If you'll step to your left, she's got your copy for you. Thank you.
Las medidas cautelares se le entregarán en su totalidad por escrito. Pase a la izquierda para que le entreguen los documentos.
All right, if the interpreter could make a general call, hopefully that's everybody.
Happy to do so, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguien más en la sala que necesite la ayuda del intérprete? Levante la mano.
Okay, looks like we're good. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You as well.
All right, Ms. Crowe, you can come in, please. All right, and then Frank Padilla, will you please go to the chair? Frank Padilla. Hi, ma'am, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Cornelia Crowe,
What's your date of birth?
2/17/1995.
All right, thanks. You are here on a probation warrant. You are on intensive probation for a felony, and on November 25th of last year, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed and alleges that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you on this petition.
Yes.
The next court date is in the downtown probation court. It is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing on March 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That is next week. The address is on your paperwork. Pursuant to Arizona law, it is ordered holding you without bail in this case. You step to your left to get a copy of your paperwork.
Okay,
Thank you. Mr. Padilla? And Sean Morrison, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
12992.
Are you Frank Padilla?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got arrested for theft as a Class 3 felony, illegally controlling or conducting a business enterprise, a Class 3 felony, identity theft, a Class 4 felony, forgery, a Class 4 felony, and criminal possession of a forgery device, which is a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case. Your next court date is a status conference. Next week, it is March 11 at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be March 13th at 8:30. The court address is on your paperwork based on what's been alleged against you. Bond is set in your case at $50,000. It is cash only. If you post it, be sure to comply with your conditions. You may have absolutely no contact with any alleged victim, whether you are in or out of custody. No weapons, no drugs, without a valid prescription. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Morrison. And then after that, Jeannie Begay, will you please go to the chair?
Hello, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Sean Eric Morrison, 210/79.
Thank you. You're on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault by the impeding of breathing or strangulation in a domestic relationship. That is a Class 4 felony. Aggravated domestic violence, that is a Class 5 felony. And assault as a Class 1 domestic violence misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a status conference March 11th, which is next week, 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing March 13th at 8:30 in the same court. The address is on your paperwork. The court believes the state's recommendation in your case is appropriate. That is $30,000. It is secured. If you post it, you will be on an ankle monitor under the supervision.
Is there any way I
of
can
pretrial
get on all our release?
On your record of these facts, no, sir.
With
No. And OR,
pretrial
sir?
service?
No.
With pretrial service?
No, sir. You will be on an ankle monitor. You will be on pretrial services. You may have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, whether you are in or out of jail.
Oh, yeah, of course, but
You may not go
I
there
went
unless
to
you read the
court.
rest of your conditions for yourself.
I went to court and they arrested me on that one charge, and then I get all these slew of charges. I didn't even see this coming.
That's not a legal requirement for seeing it coming, sir.
But then they got
five prior felonies. They have a strong weight of evidence against you. There is a strong presumption in your case that you're likely to violate release orders because of the nature of the allegation. Talk to your lawyer about a motion to modify your release
I'm
conditions.
going to a halfway house as soon as I get released from here, ma'am.
All right, step to your left, sir. Take your paperwork. Talk to your lawyer.
I mean, can I get all of our release to go to a halfway house?
No, sir.
Nothing?
No. Step to your left.
Okay, thank you.
You okay?
You're such a great judge.
You too, sir. Thank you. Jeffrey Clayton, you can go to the chair. Janie Begay, if you go to the podium. Hello, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Gina Begay.
I'm sorry, I could not make that out. Can you say your date of birth again, please?
December 5th, 1998.
All right, thanks. You are here on two matters. One is a new case and one is a probation warrant. In the new case, you were arrested for possessing dangerous drugs. It's a class 4 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case and in your probation case. There's already a warrant out for you in your probation case because a petition to revoke your probation was filed on January 24th of this year. It alleges that you, again, violated your probation by violating terms 3, 5, and 15. You will get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case also.
Okay.
You have slightly different court dates right now. The first will be in your new case. That is March 11th, Tuesday, March 11th at 8:30 in the morning. That's a status conference. That's 6 days from now. Preliminary hearing, March 13th at 8:30. That's the new case only. In the probation case, your court date is March 12th, which is a week from today, 8:30 in the morning. It is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. I'm affirming the bond in the probation case. It's $1,250 secured. In the new case, you have a $50 bond to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. That is $1,300 total with written conditions. If you bond out, comply with all of them. If you step to your left, they'll give you a copy. Thank you. Mr. Clayton, and then Selena Jinez, will you go to this chair, please? Right there, sir. Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Jeffrey Clayton, August 18th, 1995.
Okay. August 18, 1995 is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
All right. All right, sir, you're going to warrant from the Springerville City Court, which is in Eager, Arizona. And this warrant issued October 18th of 2023. It's a post-conviction warrant in a shoplifting case. So it's probably failure to pay fines and fees or failure to comply with the terms of your sentence. So your arraignment hearing in the Springerville City Court is going to be March 10th, 5 days from now at 8:30 in the morning. I am affirming their bond. It is $1,000 secured. If you post it, you need to be in Springerville or Eager in 5 days, or you will lose that bond money. If you don't post it, the county sheriff for that county, I don't know what county it is, but the county sheriff is going to come and get you. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy. Ms. Jinez, and then Lonnie Gutierrez, will you please go to the chair? Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
March 25th, 1998.
All right, thanks. You're here on 2 probation violation warrants. You're on probation in 2 separate felony cases, and there were petitions to revoke your probation filed on March 13th of this year. They allege that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your intensive probation. I am appointing a lawyer for you in both cases. You have the same court date for both cases. It is March 12th at 8:30 in the morning for a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. That's in the downtown probation court. Address on your paperwork. Number 15 on the calendar, I'm affirming the $1,000 secured appearance bond. In number 16, I'm affirming the $500 secured appearance bond for $1,500 total. If you bond out, call your PO within 72 hours and comply with your release conditions. If you step to your left, they're going to give you a copy of those. Good luck, man. Ms. Gutierrez, and then Charles Hurt. We go to the chair. Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Lonnie Marie Gutierrez, 12299.
All right, thanks. You're here on a bench warrant for failing to appear in a case in which you've been charged with possessing dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. This warrant issued on February 18th of this year after you failed to appear at a status conference. We have already appointed a lawyer.
So if I want to finalize it, I have to go down there to that court?
Good luck, sir. Yeah.
Thank you,
Mr.
ma'am.
Luckett, And then Brandon Papp, will you go to the chair? Right here, sir. All right, may I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Titus Lee Luckett. 2966.
Okay, thanks. You're here on an arrest warrant. You've been charged with dangerous drug possession, a class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a class 6 felony. And this was just filed. It looks like they just filed this case against you this week.
Yes.
The alleged offense date is January 2nd of 2025. I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you. You're going to end up with the same lawyer for everything. In this case, I have to give you the court dates from today, but everything should come together in the system eventually. And so the status conference is March 11th at 8:30, preliminary hearing March 13th at 8:30. Now, what did you want to tell me?
Okay, this helps. I think you're the one. I think I was in front of you before.
It wasn't me. It was Commissioner Coffin. I'm looking at the order.
Okay, anyway, my mom is very sick. She has third stage cancer. My aunt is out. Her sister is out from California, and me and her take care of her. She's getting weaker by the day, and I'm not making this up. She's getting weaker. The hospital can't do anything to her, so she wanted to come home. So me and my aunt is there taking care of her. But the reason I wanted to get out is to actually help my mom and get the money together so I can replace bail. By my mom being sick, I have no one out there to take care of these things for me, to get the money that's been owed to me for my job and a few other clients.
Right.
And I will promise to be there.
If that's the case, you need to talk to your lawyer. You already have bond in the other two cases. Also, I don't see any sign of what you're telling me in the probation note. So I don't take people's word for things when they have a strong motive to lie. But, sir, even if I released you in my case, you're stuck in on the other cases. I cannot touch those. The probation judge can. When you go for those other cases, and let me see when you're...
That's tomorrow. I go tomorrow.
Great. You tell your lawyer you caught a third case. Ask your lawyer to see if the probation judge will address it. They may not, because this is a new charge. And you could go to prison anew in this case. So your bond is $500 secured in this case. They wanted $2,000. That is as good as I'm doing. And so that makes $1,500 total across the three cases. So I've already lowered your bond by 75%. That's all I'm doing.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
Do I still have court tomorrow?
Yes. For sure. In those other cases.
So I can bring this up.
Take this paper, give it to your lawyer, and say, can we maybe get this all wrapped up today or wrapped up together? See what your lawyer can do or persuade the court to do. But this way your lawyer will have the case name and number. He or she will know your court dates, and they can go to the prosecutor and say, hey, can we package this up? Whatever they can do for you. So don't lose today's paperwork. Give it to your lawyer tomorrow. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Pat, Brandon Pat. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Brandon Papp, 12175, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. You have also been charged with an older case, and the charges are actually from about a week ago. I'll tell you what happened in a moment, okay? So from February 26th, they are charged you with possessing dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony, and somebody already found probable cause for it. I saw that you were arrested, and you saw a judge on the 27th here. Then the charge scratched. They didn't file it in time.
Okay.
And so then they came and filed it a day or two later. We would call that a late file, which is not, so it's not inappropriate. It's not allowed. And so it just means this happened. So they've now charged you. You've been notified in custody, which is why you have to come back and see me. But I'm going to treat it the way that they treated it a week ago. I'm going to give you a $50 placeholder bond with written conditions. So basically what they did is they caused you to have to get woken up and hauled back down here to do it again because they missed the in-custody filing deadline. So they did it as anyway, talk to your lawyer. Happens all the time. There's nothing procedurally wrong.
Charges?
It's the same one from last week. Okay. They blew the in-custody filing deadline, so they had to file it as brand new, which is allowed.
Okay.
And so but I saw that it's not new. It's the same thing they saw you for last week.
What are the charges again?
It's dangerous drugs and drug paraphernalia. Okay. And last week you got a $50 placeholder bond. That's exactly what I'm giving you today. So really, nothing has changed except you got hauled down here because somebody didn't file the paperwork.
Sorry,
it's okay.
So it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, talk to your lawyer, but this is the exact thing you got arrested for on the 26th, okay?
Okay, so nothing's changed?
No. And you're still going to go to probation court. Looks like your court date in probation court is probably tomorrow. So take this paperwork, show your lawyer, because your lawyer may not know. Your lawyer may think the charge scratched, and you could say, well, it did scratch, and then they filed it late. And so then your lawyer can connect all the dots for you. But you are definitely going to probation court tomorrow because you're still in on a $500 bond in that case.
Okay, right, and then they can release me tomorrow possibly.
Talk to your lawyer. The probation court may not be willing to touch this new case. Talk to your lawyer. There are no guarantees, but your lawyer can try for you. They can try. Okay. All right. Good luck, sir. If you take care of it. Manuel Inez Perez, will you please come to the podium? And then Henry Jacques, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Manuel Edward Inez Perez, 10/12/1991.
All right, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got arrested for possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference in 2 weeks, which is March 20th at 8:30 in the morning. That is a Thursday. March 20th, and that's in the downtown Superior Court. Preliminary hearing, March 24th at 8:30. That court address is on your paperwork. And you qualify for release to pretrial services. I am ordering that. Looks like you do have some felony priors, but that's not to say that you might not get a probation offer in this case. People with priors can still get probation offers.
Yeah.
But in any event, if you don't go, you're going to get a warrant, you're going to get a bond, and I will let you know if I can see it. The state did recommend a bond for you. My computer's just acting funky. I can't see what it was. But I'm going to give you a shot at pretrial. You could prove one way or the other whether you're coming.
I got you.
Because it is just a drug case, doesn't mean we won't hold you if you don't show up.
I got
All right,
you.
good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Jacques, Henry Jacques, and then Augustine Navarro, will please go to the chair. Hi, sir. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Henry Robert J. Hughes, 12/5/56.
All right, Mr. Jakey, you're here on a new case. You were arrested for criminal damage, a Class 1 domestic violence misdemeanor. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. That's going to happen when you get to the Goodyear City Court for your next court date. And I believe that's going to be March 19th, which is 2 weeks from today, March 19th at 1 in the afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Based on what's been alleged against you, your relative lack of criminal history, and my assessment of the case, I'm willing to issue an order that leaves it in the alleged victim's hands as to whether or not you have contact with her. It's your wife, it looks like.
Yeah.
So what I'm ordering is you may not have uninvited contact with your wife. This is good for you. We normally do not permit that. But you don't appear to have a history of domestic violence. You are accused of assaulting property and definitely committing a domestic violence type offense, but it is not hands-on, and so I've considered that. So I'm going to leave it in her hands. If you call her from the jail and she says, I don't want to talk to you, you just got uninvited.
Yeah.
If you then persist, the police can read my order and they can arrest you for violating it. If you violate in a way that could be harassment, that's a felony. So be very careful.
What I do, yeah.
If you can keep the peace and she allows it, you can have contact with her, you can stay there. But if you go there and 3 days from now you guys have a fight and she says, get out, you have to get out.
All right.
You just got uninvited. If you don't, the police get called, they read this, and they arrest you for violating it. So, folks like you, I'm willing to take a chance on, which is, I'm going to say, 1 in every 25 to 50 people, maybe, in these DV cases. Because DV is a recipe, domestic violence is a recipe for violating release conditions, because emotions run high, people lose control. I'm hopeful you can control your emotions, especially if you know, if you don't, the best thing that happens is you have to move. The worst thing that happens is you pick up a new charge.
Yeah.
So your wife is going to end up with a copy of this. So it's in her hands. If she wants to say, I'm done with you, don't talk to me, then you're going to have to find another place to stay, bring proof to your court date. Otherwise, if you can keep the peace, you can go there. Still, no weapons, no drugs on a valid prescription, no alcohol. Alcohol and DV are a bad mix. So you're not drinking while this is happening. You're not possessing weapons. You're not doing illegal drugs. If you get served with an order of protection, you have to comply with that as well. Even if the order of protection says you can't go there, then you got to comply with that as well. So does all that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So you can call her for a ride. Most people in your position cannot. But again, if she tells you, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, she's not home right now. She's out doing stuff.
Okay. Well, you can do a civil standby to collect belongings. Even if she doesn't want to see you, you can get a Goodyear cop to go with you. You call the non-emergency number. Tell them you need a civil standby. They'll send a cop. Cop will help you collect your stuff.
All right.
Don't go there on your own, okay?
All right.
Good luck, sir. If you step to your left, you'll be all done. Mr. Navarez, and then Amber Miller. We go to the check. I'm looking for Augustine Navarez. Or how about Amber Miller? I don't care. Go ahead, ma'am. Yeah, go ahead and come in. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Amber Miller, 8/29/95.
All right, thank you. You're on a new case. You got arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for that, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next data conference is in 2 weeks. It's March 20th, 8:30 in the morning, with the preliminary hearing March 24th at 8:30. Those are in the downtown Superior Court. The address is on your paperwork, And I'm going to release you to pretrial services as well. You have written conditions you're ordered to comply with. Just comply with them. Don't miss your court date. And in a case like yours, I really do recommend calling the number on your paperwork 3 or 4 days before court to make sure it's still going ahead. Because in a case like yours, there's a reasonable possibility the county attorney will send it to a city for misdemeanor prosecution. And so you can save yourself a trip downtown. But you're ordered to go there. If they go forward with the charges, you're going to catch a warrant if you're not there.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, if you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Mr. Navarez? A lot of them can't understand that, and I don't even try to tell them. Pleasure, sir. And then John Montiel, will you please go to the chair?
No.
Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
Agustin, 53190.
All right. Is your last name Navarez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got arrested for dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is March 20th. That's in 2 weeks, downtown at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing March 24th at 8:30. The court address is on your paperwork, and you qualify for release on your own recognizance. You've got a Mesa City hold, though, so I just want to warn you, you either have to post Mesa's bond here, or the Mesa police are going to come and get you and take you to the Mesa jail to see a Mesa judge, because I am not a Mesa judge.
Yeah.
So this is just your new felony case. I am releasing you. Do not lose your paperwork, or you'll miss this court date and catch a warrant.
Yes.
So you're going to get sent to Mesa, probably. Don't lose my paperwork, because then you'll definitely miss this court date, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get released from over there.
I don't know. I don't work for Mesa. I don't know what Mesa's going to do. So good luck with Mesa, but unless you can post there 500, you're going to end up at the Mesa City Jail within 24 hours. So just don't lose the paperwork that we are giving you, because as you go to Mesa, sit in a cell, it's going to be a lot of keeping track of that paper. Fold it up, put it in your pocket. Don't lose it, okay? Because your court date's not for 2 weeks. I don't think you're going to be in custody in Mesa for 2 weeks. I gave you a court date 2 weeks out. I'm releasing you. Put it in your pocket and don't lose it, because you got to go to Mesa first.
I got to go get dressed or go.
No, you got to go to Mesa City Jail. You have a warrant. Do you know what a warrant is?
I already took care of that.
I can't, well, okay, hopefully you did, but what I'm seeing is that does he have a hold? The officer says Mesa has a hold on you. So you're going to end up going to Mesa later today, maybe tomorrow morning. Just don't lose my paperwork. That's the one. Fold it up, put it in your pocket. When you get out of Mesa, that tells you where to go in 2 weeks, okay? So just hold on to it. All right, good luck, sir. Mr. Montiel, and then Kenneth Brady, will you go to the chair? Hi, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Johnny Lamonte Jr.
Which date of birth, sir?
No, 1689.
Okay, thanks. You got arrested for resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference in 2 weeks. It is March 20th, 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing March 24th at 8:30. And I'm going to release you to pretrial services. I do know about your criminal history. In this case, they never did book you, at least into this court, for any other crime than what was walking in the roadway. So what they're accusing you of, you may or may not have done, but I'm not prepared to say that it means you won't come to court or that you won't comply with the release conditions. So I don't decide if you did it, just if there's probable cause. I set release conditions based on whether I think somebody will come to court and comply with release conditions. So I'm giving you a lawyer. You come to court on the 20th, talk to your lawyer, you can fight these charges, you can try to make a deal, you can do whatever you want. But if you don't come, there's going to be a warrant.
I could care less, but I was bully beaten. Somebody who took the oath of a cop.
Okay, and sir, I'm very sorry.
I get that.
But I'm releasing you. Do you understand? I am releasing you.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that fully.
Sure. I just don't want you to be so angry about what happened that you don't go to court. Because if you don't go to court, you get a warrant.
It's not even that.
And you can't help yourself. If you want to help yourself.
All my life I've been accusing everything with this black and white. As far as like this coming to court and that, but then yet again you got people that do it. People that part of the community.
Okay, so Mr. Montiel, here's what I need to know.
No, I got
Will you go? Will you go to court?
Yeah, I'll go to court.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
But will it be justice though?
Sir, that I don't know. I don't decide if you did it. You get a jury trial. You get a jury trial.
But what I'm asking is, okay, you asked me to do this.
Yeah.
I do it.
Okay.
But then when I do what you ask, I can't get no compensation.
Well, sir,
there wouldn't be nothing.
I don't know if you're going to get compensation. I think you're confusing the beginning with the end. I don't know how your case is going to come out. This is barely the beginning. And so this is just, you've been accused.
Okay.
You get a lawyer. You're innocent until proven guilty. I don't decide if you did it. I try to decide, do I think you'll come to court throughout the case? If I don't think so, or if I think you're dangerous, then you might get a bond. In your case, I noted they weren't accusing you of doing anything more nefarious than walking in the roadway, which is not a terrible crime. And then things went real bad, and then they accused you of resisting arrest. So probable cause is a very, very, very low standard. Beyond a reasonable doubt is way up here. This is where we are today. At a jury trial, they have to prove way up here, beyond a reasonable doubt. You're a long way from being convicted of this. You have not been convicted of this. You are innocent until proven guilty. So I give you a lawyer. Your lawyer is going to help you defend your case, preserve your rights, try to get justice. Today, all I'm doing is saying, you got 2 court dates. The first one is the 20th. I'm going to release you to pretrial services. It gets you an envelope. You got to call in and check in with them after you get out, but it also gets you a bus pass. Don't lose that envelope. And then get yourself to court downtown on March 20th. Meet your lawyer. Talk to your lawyer. Your lawyer will have some police reports. You guys can look over the evidence, try to get the best outcome for you. But that is way down the road. If you say you go to trial on this, you're not going to go to trial on this for 6 months probably. This is the beginning of the case. And so I don't decide whether you did it, because that's way up here. I decide whether there's enough that okay, they can keep talking about it. But I'm not holding you on it because you told me you'll go to court. I'm just trying to persuade you. Don't get so angry when you get out that you blow off court. Screw them, I'm not going. Because you're really just shooting yourself in the foot. You're the one who will end up with the warrant and the bond, and you'll tell somebody this is unfair, and somebody like me will go, I don't know what's fair or not. What I know is you ditched a court hearing. If you ditch these court hearings, you're getting a bond. Plain and simple, even though you're innocent until proven guilty. So you're getting the very best outcome from me that you could possibly get. I'm trying to persuade you, human to human, to show up to talk to your lawyer. Because if you don't, the situation that you're in is literally going to get worse. And you're going to feel more punished by the system. So please go to court. I'm ordering you to, but also human to human. So I hope you go to court. Because if you don't, you're going to catch a warrant. Somebody's going to arrest you again, and then this whole cycle doesn't stop. So that's the best I can do for you, sir. Just believe me, it's better to go to court. Okay? All right. Good luck, sir. Mr. Brady? She wants to go to 2. Do you want to hear that? Oh, yeah. She's out of time. We're done. Okay, thanks. All right. After that, Dijon Lubembia, excuse me. Is that you, sir? Okay. So, Mr. Brady, full name and date of birth, please.
Kenneth James Brady, 040392.
All right, thank you. You're on a new case. You got arrested for drug paraphernalia possession. It is a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your status conference will be March 20th at 8:30 in the morning in the Downtown Superior Court. Preliminary hearing, March 24th at 8:30. Court address is on your paperwork. You qualify for release on your own recognizance. I'm doing that. You have release conditions you're ordered to follow, and I think it's probably your co-defendant, I would call the number on your paperwork a few days before because it's very rare that a case like yours doesn't get kicked down to misdemeanor prosecution. That's not up to me. It's up to the Maricopa County Attorney. But you should get a solid answer from that number if you call a few days before the 20th, okay? Or if you step to your left, you get your paperwork.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Mr. Lubembia? And then Heriberto Gomez, will you please go to the chair? All right, sir. Sorry, I know. Thank you, officer.
I apologize.
No, fine. No, please don't. All righty. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Dejan Ben Labimba, January 24, 2001.
Okay, thanks. You've had 2 different warrants from 2 different justice courts, and they are both for driving on a suspended license. Those are class 1 misdemeanors. And looking at the offense dates in this case, I can tell what happened is you got cited in 2 different cases, and you thought it was optional. So, the reason I'm saving you to last is because I am actually going to give you a do-over, and I don't do that a lot. These are misdemeanors. These are traffic crimes, but they're misdemeanors. And for most people, the night in jail and all that torture is enough to convince them to go to court or to call if they can't. Just a second. And so I'm going to release you, and this is your do-over. It's not going to happen twice. So just go, and it looks like it is 2 different court locations. Sorry, I thought they might have been in the same one. Hold on, I will give you a chance to talk. So in the Santan Justice Court, it's March 25 at 9 in the morning. So that's almost 3 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
And in the East Mesa Justice Court, it's March 19th at 9 in the morning. Now, what did you want to say?
Madam, I knew everything you presented to me already. I wanted to see if you guys have records of showing the motions to continue that I did submit, that I did call the courts and let them know that I was hospitalized due to the seizures, which is why I'm in a wheelchair.
Okay, and you know what? I do see, okay.
Right
No, you're right.
now,
I see
like,
continued defense motion.
Yeah.
And this is continued defense motion, failure to appear. So maybe it just
I was just in the
dropped
hospital.
a few weeks
Like,
ago.
I literally had seizures last night, which is why I'm in a
I'm
wheelchair.
sorry.
I'm a 24-year-old young man. I do fine with my health, but
Yeah, and the
it's
police
just,
aren't alleging that you have any other criminal history, and so you just go have a do-over. I'm sorry that you ended up arrested on these. I do see that was back in January was like the last motion to continue.
Literally.
And so, yeah, I'm sorry. So at least definitely tell the judge. The other one, Chandler, I don't see Santan, which is in Chandler. I don't see any emotions in that one. But, tell them, take your medical paperwork. I don't think the JPs will mostly hold that against you, but you never know. I mean, go talk to them about it. And it still takes hours to get released. I am sorry to tell you. Try to be patient, but you'll be out later.
Can I just ask, so am I being released on my own recognizance?
Correct, yes. And you got your court dates, the 19th and the 25th. Everything.
Are those going to be on the paper and everything?
Correct.
With the numbers of the
yes,
courts?
Sir, 100%.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck, sir.
You have a nice day, Judge.
You too. And then Mr. Gomez, and then Houston Roots. Will you please go to the break? Yep, stare at it. All right, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Heriberto Salas Gomez, date of birth March 27, 2001.
Okay, thanks. You are here on a warrant that's kind of old, and you have been charged with unlawfully discharging a firearm in the city limits. That's a Class 6 felony. This warrant issued March 22nd of 2022 after a motion was filed to kick you out of a diversion program. Looks like you went into diversion, and they said you did not successfully complete it. They filed a motion for hearing about it.
Classes.
Whatever it is. And so, guess what? They kicked you out of diversion. And so, I want to see, they probably did reinstate the prosecution against you. They usually rule on these when you don't.
Because I had reapplied for SAGE for January, and they had made me reinstate the last payments on those.
So, what I'm going to do, though, because you did not come in on a new charge, they're not accusing you of lying to the police about your name, running away, or fighting with them, I'm going to give you a do-over on the theory that you might go straight back into the diversion program. The county attorney will sometimes give people 2 chances. Maybe that's you. So you need to go to court. That's why I saved you for the end as well, because I am giving you a do-over.
I messed up the last 2 classes. I literally lost contact of my phone.
And like I told the last gentleman, this is usually enough to convince most people it's better to go to court.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yes, and you don't have a bunch of criminal history. So go on the 20th of March, which is 2 weeks from now. 20th of March, 8:30 in the morning. It's on your paperwork. I do want you to call into pretrial services, so take the envelope. It has instructions. When you get out, start calling. Don't miss your court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
Never mind. I'll check.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Ruth? Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay. I don't think I changed anything. But, did I?
No, it's one that was closed, but I.
Okay, gotcha. All right, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Houston Roots, 3490.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Roots, you're here on 2 warrants from 2 different states, Louisiana and Texas. I'm going to start with the Louisiana one, from Caddo Parish, Louisiana. According to the warrant information, which is difficult to read, so give me a second, it is November 4th of last year, 2024. This is for felony theft. Originates out of Shreveport PD, although that's probably just an originating agency. It is from Caddo County, Caddo Parish, Louisiana. They have confirmed this warrant, and they want to extradite you. The other one is from Texas. It's from Tarrant County, Texas, where it appears you may have been charged November 7th of 2024 with felony theft in an amount greater than or equal to $30,000 but less than $150,000. In parentheses, it says motor vehicle. So it's probably some kind of auto theft charge. And this is out of Tarrant County, Texas. All right, so you have extradition rights in Arizona. You have 4 main rights. One, the big one, is to have an extradition hearing on these warrants within 90 days after today. You cannot be taken back to either of those counties unless you have an extradition hearing within 90 days. Second right is, as part of that extradition process, you have the right to insist that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of each state before you could be taken back to that state. So to go to Louisiana, they need a governor's warrant from the governor of Louisiana and a governor's warrant from the governor of Arizona. Same thing, Texas for Texas. So that's your second right, governor's warrant. It's part of the extradition process. Third right is the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense. We do not appoint lawyers in extradition cases because extradition is a civil court proceeding. It's not a criminal court proceeding. So you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Lastly, in Arizona, it appears you do have the right to bail in both of these cases. Some jurisdictions order no bond, but in these, in the absence of an indication that there's an Arizona basis to hold you no bond, we presume that you are entitled to bail. So if you want to bypass all of that process and agree to go back to these states, one or both, it doesn't have to be the same decision for both, you can bypass all of that and agree to go back. We call that waiving extradition. We give people a chance to waive, basically at every hearing. If you want to start off with a waiver, you can waive and go. So this is just your first opportunity. It's not your only opportunity. If you want to waive, I have to ask you some formal questions, make sure you understand the rights you have before I ask if you want to give them up. I can take your waiver. That'll start a 30-day clock running against the other state. It's 30 calendar days, starts the day after you waive. They have 30 calendar days to come and get you. If they don't, you get released. But the warrants remain active in the national system, and you can absolutely be rearrested on the very same warrant because I can't quash a warrant in another state. So that's if you wait. 30 days, we hold you no bond the whole time. They either come and get you or you don't. It ends the extradition case. You do not go back to court. You just sit back in the jail, no bond, and wait 30 days. That's waiving, which you never have to do. It's just an option. And so if you don't want to waive, you're going to be on the 90-day clock. They're going to start working on their governor's warrant, and I'm going to set bail in each of the cases at $100,000 cash only.
What does that mean?
That means dollar for dollar. It means you could post it and be out of custody here in Arizona while the extradition proceedings are happening. But you have to come to all of our court dates. If you don't waive, there's going to be court dates. If you do waive, no court dates. So if you don't waive, there's going to be 2 or 3 court dates before your actual extradition hearing. Status conferences, basically. I'll set your first one if you don't waive, and it's going to be March 17th. You could waive again on March 17th if you keep your rights today, but you change your mind and you want to waive on the 17th. You could waive on the 17th, and that'll start the 30-day clock. The whole point of waiving is to start the clock running against the other state. If you don't want to do that, if you never want to do that, you don't have to. Waiving is optional.
I'm not from here.
I know. That's part of the whole bond issue.
Yeah, I was coming back from Mexico, and I had no idea anything, and I don't even know why I have these.
And looking at your criminal history, right? It looks like I don't know why what they're charging you with, etc. But it appears
I
these are.
don't. Other than the auto thing, I got in a car accident in a rental car. So I mean that's the only thing I can.
And in the absence of more information, that is a bond that I will set. You can argue to the extradition judge for a lower copies of the warrant. We have very minimal information at this stage.
Okay. If I post bond, so I'm used to the 10% thing in California.
Yeah. If you post bond, you can't leave the state without the extradition judge's permission. You need to go to your first court date, establish with her why she should let you travel, and she either will order it or she won't. Sometimes she will let people travel to go try to take care of the warrant in that state. That is entirely up to her. We don't give people permission to travel out of this court. You have to show up for that first hearing, talk to the extradition judge, and she's basically your trial judge for the extradition purpose.
So if I did post, $100,000 cash to you guys, that's not...
Some bail bondsmen will post it, but they charge a higher fee because the money has to be parked at the clerk's bank. Whereas a bond is a promise to pay, and the bail bondsman doesn't have to actually park money. They just promise to pay. And so you have to call the bail bond companies and ask them what they charge for a cash bail. I do not know. It's more than what they charge for just a promise to pay. That the bond is literally a document that says, for this guy, we promise to pay this, and they have underwriters and insurers, but they never have to actually put up money.
Okay.
Cash bond, which is what we do in the fugitive cases, you have to post money. You have to put up the money and park it. And so the cost, it's like a hard money bond.
But even if I do post, I'm still going to be...
You have to stay in Arizona.
In custody.
No. If you post, you get out. Then you have to come to all of your Arizona court dates, or we keep your bond money. We issue an Arizona warrant right on top of the other two.
I don't have any charges in Arizona.
Right, but you have a court case in Arizona. So if you post bond and you flee, and you leave Arizona, we are absolutely keeping your bond money, where we're going to try. You can contest it. And we're going to issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yeah. What are the chances of me posting and being able to go home? I have kids. I'm a 50-50 custody. I have a job.
Oh, I don't know, sir. I just don't know. See, if you can establish all that, like if you're post, get people to send you stuff, some proof of that, some establishment of that, some things that would persuade the extradition judge that they reliably know where you're going to be. They could find you and grab you up in California on a warrant if they wanted to, etc. That she'll basically say, all right, and then I'm satisfied. That's enough that I believe you will show up for the future extradition.
And that's court here. And then if I do post, do I get court dates